right, so here's a short kind of introduction to our cycle of socialization assignment. So every assignment directions can be found within the week of that assignment. So we're going to talk about this assignment for week 2, cycle of socialization paper. You could see the objective here is to recognize social identity development and explore one's own social identities and their influence on one's own worldview. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to read the cycle of socialization paper, and the link to that is up above. And you're probably going to kind of be reading this and working on the paper at the same time. You might actually have to read the cyclization paper once or twice, maybe even 3 times. But there's a couple parts of this assignment. So number 1 was to read the cycle of socialization. Number 2 is to create a personal inventory of your social identities. And you're going to do this by answering these questions here, A through G, using bullet points, phrases, or adjectives. And this will get attached to the end of your paper. The third thing you're going to do is you're going to create an outline of your own cycle of socialization, and you're going to use the headings from each arrow and circle described in the readings, and you're going to give 2 to 3 criteria for each of those experiences. And so you have it within that reading. You also have it again down below here, kind of that cycle there. And so as you're reading these and you're reading the paper, then you want to make sure you're looking here, and it's kind of giving you some direction as to what kind of questions you're answering, what kind of things you might be writing down. So you're going to be writing 2 to 3 things for each of those categories. After you've done that, you're gonna reflect on what you've read and think about the things you've written down, and you're then going to write an essay. And so the essay is influenced by those things you wrote above, and it's a kind of a 3-part essay. So my suggestion to you would be to have an introductory paragraph and then 3 headings where you answer these questions. So one of the headings might be your decision to come to Marquette. The second one is influences on your major, your course of study. And then the final one is unanswered questions. And so you should have some questions after reading this, so you can't just say, I don't have any questions. So think about the unanswered questions you might have that help you understand the perspectives you have developed, at this point in your life. So you will have that within your essay. We'll go to the rubric in a second, but formatting wise, all papers in this course will be done in APA format. So if you're not familiar with APA format, you have an example there that you can look at. And you will include a title page. You will include your inventory and your answers to the cycle of socialization questions at the end of the paper. And so the paper where you're really answering the items in number 4 there, those 3 topics, should be about 2 to 4 pages long. The title page, your personal inventory, that doesn't count in your page limit. You also do not need a reference page for this assignment, but if you choose to cite something, then you will be required to have a reference page in APA format. And then you have the link there to the Dropbox to submit your assignment. So make sure that your assignment is saved as a Word doc. It shouldn't be in Pages or PDF form. It should be a Word doc. And real briefly, we'll pull up the rubric for this assignment. So remember, with every assignment, you should always be looking at the rubric. And you can see for this rubric, how you answer those questions for your first part of your cycle is worth quite a few points. So you want to make sure, for each circle, each arrow, you have what is listed there, the 2 to 3 experiences or criteria consistent with that circle or arrow or theme. So make sure you've done that. If you only list 1 or none, you're going to be losing points. So you want to make sure you answer all that. And then the rest of the rubric really focuses on those parts of the essay. So the influence to come to Marquette, influence on your study, the unanswered questions or proposed questions you have, and then organization, spelling, and proofreading are also worth several points. So you want to make sure that you have good transitions between paragraphs and headings, concluding sentences, introductory sentences, that you are using proper grammar, and then APA format fits in there as well. So hopefully this is helpful for you. If you have any questions, you can always ask them at office hours or send me an email. Good luck. Thanks.